my energy ecliptic, love's circle persona, self-love, best love, world love. You knows my honor. Greetings. That be your host, JaMes Peter Bastien. In peace, prosperity, power. It is my honor to share my affirmation, visualizations, and unisons manifestation and all satisfactions. The mind, body, and soul is to grow in all facets. Presented in procreation, this is MB19 podcast show. May you be at peace in whatever the action is proclaiming, ascending the greatest of all satisfaction like your goals a bullseye, your actions the dart. Believe in you, no matter the ending or the start. For your life, such precious life, must you claim it. Life policies, honesty. Today's episode, in one way, I wanted to gravitate among such as titled to be life policy / honesty, and discussing those similarity or indifferences. But before I started, I just wanted to wish you well. Sending you peace to wherever you at in this moment. When you look at life sometime, excitement comes with drama, not all the time, but to say the least, I want to just start off this podcast with this notion of being honest with myself, and really that's me being honest about my mental health, my mental wellness. And the reason why I started off with this topic is I've been somewhat, with the diversity of what polarity gives you, is that for me, having the understanding that everything is dual, everything has a multifaceted way of going in life. I've been very powerful at the same time, feeling very weak in the sense of doing my diligence, taking the accountability and ownership amongst people, places, and things, the sort of conversation that I have, the sort of thought process that I have amongst different notion of thoughts, right? So within that accountability, for about 3 weeks, almost a month, I decided to gather my thoughts and gather my times among just a couple of different things, whether for me as a single male, the online social dating is something freely where you can engage in any moment of time. But I do find myself, again, God bless me enough to where I'm attractive male, to where I can say that I've been called attractive or beautiful with more than one woman, where it doesn't kill me to be in a thirst atmosphere of talking to so many women. So with that being said, I've had experiences prior where I just had to disconnect with those social dating apps, or even my sexual practice, whether it's me practicing semen retention, not having sex, and things of that nature. Yeah, so I decided to kind of do that for the past 3 weeks or so, and like I said, with that diversity of power comes that feeling of stagnant, feeling like why try to do so good when bad is seemingly to be good. Everybody around you, not everybody, but for the people at least doesn't cater to discipline, with the idea that consistency will get you to the place you want to be. So even with that hardship, I say that to say because in a lot of ways, I'm working on and I'm viewing things that I never experienced. The views of being a father, having a queen to distribute as the mother to my offspring and things of that nature, having a structured, stable household with a livelihood that I can grow in so many ways, right? This is all my vision. This is all my thought. This is all my aspiration. But through direct inspiration among experiences, these are not things that I've known or witnessed. So I say that to say, battling my own self among is like seeing the unseen for me, right? Viewing what is capable for me keeps me blessed. Keeps me blessed and highly favored because I can vision, because I can think for myself. Uh, but at the same time, it's not close. It's not close at all to being easy, because the accountability that I hold so wholeheartedly to myself sometimes drains me. I love the abilities that I have where it's like, bro, meaningless sex so many times before, right? So one of the things that just being transparent that galvanized me to this was just my last sexual partner. Not necessarily something being wrong with this person or a bad experience, but it was one of those experiences that I've had so many times. I understood it was not going to grow any further. I understood that there was some sort of connection she maybe was plaguing to receive, other than sexual. So for me, having that accountability and say, hey man, you would love to be a husband one day. You would love to connect with the purpose of your wife. You would love to have offsprings, right? What am I doing as a slut male to say I can just keep fucking every girl knowing that I'm not every girl, but I could just be fucking without no purpose in the sense of like fucking to bust a nut, in the sense of just like fucking to add another girl to my quote unquote sexual roster, right? For me, my maturation challenged me to where it has to be something at least diligent to why I'm doing it, right? Purpose, like having reasoning behind certain things. So for me in my early teenage, mid teenage to early 20s, my thing with women and sexual acts or sexual conversation or getting to know them was just like, if you like it, I love it, right? You know what I'm saying? And it took me about a decade to understand the notion I'm not here to be slutted by somebody else personal likings and during sex. I'm here to mutually find what emerged with me amongst that sexual partner from a woman. So until you get to until you get to your views of what is purposeful in this lifetime, you'll forever be abiding by whatever else people said to do or be. You know what I mean? So that was like that is the hardship that I'm going through right now in the sense of keeping my semen intact. Not watching porn, um, not engaging in standard, you know, typical conversation of meeting and greeting a female for the sexual connection. Placing myself in the accountability stage to where I say, hey, I'm gonna get myself off these social dating apps, and if it is a time where I meet a woman in person that I either find intriguing or she finds me intriguing, and I'm gonna let it flow like that naturally. But the moment in time, again, I've had sex too many times where I would say meaningless from the aspect of everything is purposeful, everything happens for a reason, but meaningless from the aspect of I just wanted to bust a nut, right? I just wanted a physical satisfaction. So me knowing these things are me challenging myself to say either find more discipline, find more active activities that can allow you to engage more into different diversity of what works well for you. You know what I'm saying? Find more time for yourself to work on yourself, whether it's mind, body, and soul. Your wellness of your health, right? The knowledge that you implode into your mind, and the wisdom that you incorporate with your body. So for me, those are tasks that I try my best to convey in, right? Because if I can look back at my 16 to 18-year-old self that was looking for girls or experiences of doing this and that to say I did it or to get it done, and for me to be 35 and still having that same excitement for such, I think that's where I'm not here to judge anyone, but at least for me, that's where I can judge my own self growth. And for me, like I say, the term ownership is own your ship. Having that vessel maneuver how you decide to maneuver rather than being controlled by life, which from that perspective of your boat would be ocean, the ocean of life, uh, processing you to whatever wave or circulation of its motion. Yeah, so it's super big for me amongst that. So with me expressing this process, and the title of this episode being Life Policy Honesty, I felt wholeheartedly to express that because in life you'll learn that you can do so many manipulation of lying to others and so on and so forth, but the moment you lie to yourself is when life really sets you in an unbalanced place because you're not being truthful to the life that you're living and to that factor. And the fact of the matter is that with life as well, you'll realize being truthful to yourself doesn't mean that whatever you deem to be truthful is exactly what's going to occur. Why? Because in life always have a inevitable cause that is going to groom some sort of a effect by it, right? Which is that the effect of change, right? The change is always going to have some sort of uh, cause, right? Because whether it's people, places, and things, the inevitable factor of change means that either those people, places, and things are going to be with you or not with you. And that's the ulterior motive, I guess you can say, that life has that deprives a lot of us because we want some sort of control in life. We want some sort of direct affirmative yes or no for most things in life. But realistically, I just stated that life is which is change. Change is life, which is the inevitable. You know what I mean? So in your lifetime, there's no need for you to be dishonest with yourself, where there's so much uncontrollable factors of what sort of impact that you can have in your life, right? Whether it's God forbid in car accident, someone else faults. You know what I mean? Some things we can't control, but we also got to take hindsight in this society and this life that we live in and realize that there's some things that we truly can't control. It doesn't matter how much money we have. It doesn't matter how healthy we are. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how many people like us, so on and so forth. Like nothing of those promise you anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't promise because you do great today, because you aided so many people, you fed 100 people, so on and so forth. Life doesn't owe you a breath for the next moment, the next day. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, just be acceptable to understand that inevitable will occur, but also be accountable enough to be powerful to your own notion that you are power, that you possess an energetic field to be positive, although maybe at times surrounding can be negative, right? One thing as well with the idealization of life policy, which is honesty, is that again second notion, the idealization that change is inevitable. But one of the biggest key in this life of being honest with your life is that you might as well make a decision in life, or life will make one for you. What does that mean essentially? A lot of us may not be the leader to our life and don't have any comprehension of why certain ways of their life are being led a certain way, or whether it's right or wrong, just not having that accountability, right? Whether it's the sort of people that comes into their life, whether it's the sort of job that they stick with or get, right? It's always the idealization. They looking at it from the viewership. I just got what I got because that's what I was given. So realistically, what does that mean? These are human beings that's walking around, pretty much you can say sleepwalking. Yeah, they're alive, they're breathing, but their actions, their motives are not intuitively seeked by their purpose in this lifetime. Is galvanized by the surrounding viewership of what doing and being should look like or should be, right? So you want to assure yourself that you make a decision in this lifetime, because every day that we get up, life is already deciding things for us, right? It's up to us to have that affirmative view. It's up to us to, right, have a say in this lifetime to say, hey, whether it's raining outside, right, and life may alternate your decision to go out for a warm run that you wanted to do, right? But your viewership of it's raining outside is your energy field of either you looking at it from a negative standpoint or a positive standpoint. Oh man, I wanted to go outside and run. Damn, I'm not doing that no more. I can't do this. Da 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 da. Right? You have a deprived viewership of that moment. Then not 9 times out of 10, your energy being negative towards that is raining outside doesn't aid you to do something positive, right? As compared to, yeah, it's raining outside, but that's Mother Nature. This is what life called for. Maybe I can try to do some inside home training. Okay, maybe I guess I'll go running the next time it's sunny, right? Because for me to take this notion of, oh, it's raining outside to be bad, or like the universe hate me because I wanted to do that, but the universe now allowed me, the world, the earth, the God, whatever, right? And looking at it from those notions, it doesn't do nothing for me, right? It doesn't do nothing at all for me. So I might as well understand that, okay, this was meant for me not to run, right? Or take on the notion of, all right, maybe in a couple hours or so, it may give me an opportunity to run. We don't need to be fighting against negativity with this idealization of, I can't believe it's not happening for me, or so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you might as well garnish your decision. You know what I'm saying? You might as well implement those decisions into the best view of what you seek it to be, rather than what life telling you to be, right? Based on your surrounding. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us are making decisions to make other people in our surroundings happy, rather than understand that all our decisions should be for our happiness. Because if you're a caring, true caring person, 9 times out of 10, each one teach one, iron sharpen iron. So if you're doing good for you, it should be able to do good for the universe. So with that, as we continue to the idealization of life policy and what does that mean to be honest, then we must question ourselves to what does it mean to be, or what is it in being truthful? What does it mean to be truthful, right? because obviously, like beauty, truth to a certain idealization is in the eye of the beholder. We as humans can warrant certain things to mean the same for all of us, right? But realistically, we as humans serve no one but who we believe to be the gods, right? Whether you believe you're a god of your own, or you believe that there's a god of out on the outer, or you believe that God is not within you but it's out, right? So with that though, regardless, makes it hard for all of us as humans to get into one mindset, one plague, right? Because if I say I am God, I am that I am, right? I am a higher, a sure higher. I am the scripture to my thoughts. Then realistically, whatever society says or do really is just either for me to choose of like this is good or that is bad, but none of it control me because I already have the a higher assure within me. I am that I am, right? But if I'm opposing this idealization with the truth is that there's higher deities amongst me, right? That I must believe, I must have wish, faith, hope, whether it's religious, whether it's atheism, whatever the idealization that you gravitate towards, where it places you in this idealization that there's another higher beings, aliens they'll call it, right? Or there's other humans who are better than you that you serve, right? If that's your view of life, then that is your truth in life. So, whereas to we would like to agree that the atheist is a horrible person. Oh, the Christian is a good person. They believe in God. What we would like to think as that is just not as that, right? So, when we say sin is this and sin is that, so the man that believes that he is God, is he sinning as compared to those that believe they're under such thoughts, right? So you don't see nobody dying for their belief system or their views. So realistically, that just lets you know that as human beings, we can fulfill whatever we desire to fulfill. As human beings, the truth is not one-sided; it's multifaceted because of such. Because we have our own dimensional ways of seeking it, sensing it, right? Pleasure for someone may be the sensibility of touches, the softness of things, right? As to somebody else, they seek pain. They seek the admiration of higher. I don't know. I can't even say frequency, but just seeking the admiration of pleasure for them would be through the idealization of what somebody else would advise as pain. That's what I mean by that. So you can't. We as all beings can't really degenerate each other's views as we're telling each other that my truth is the best for everybody else. And realistically, life is already showcasing us. We can be our own leaders, or we can follow the guidance of what other people said to do or be. You know what I mean? So, for me, I've placed my idealization to know that I have a powerful, potent spirit. I don't take my flesh into this idealization of, oh, I'm smarter than people, da da da, this, that, and third. I don't take my mind as to think that life made me so special, where I'm smarter or I think better or different than other people. It's none of that. I just have a beautiful spirit. I have a beautiful spirit that reminds me of knowledge. I have a beautiful spirit that pushes me to look in better ways of doing and being, right? Rather than being demonstrative to my my plague of what I call positive or negative in this lifetime, right? So my spirit placed me into what my definition of what truth is, right? Something I can experience firsthand, something my surrounding by other people confined into, and something based on my mind and spirit that like intuitively I can say it means so much more to me. So I don't place myself as a God to anyone but a God to myself, right? So I take accountability for everything that's going, coming around my life. And I'm also aware that like to the notion that like in life I am God, but I know there's a higher source of God. Just kind of like what I was saying earlier with idealization with making decisions in life, or life will make one for you, right? Death, I have no control over. My birth, I have no control over. I did not choose September 26, 1989 to be my birthday, birth date. I don't know or nor can I really care my death because it's something is inevitable. And for me personally, it's not something that my spirit cared to think of because I won't be here to think anymore. So why the fuck would I think about that moment of my end? You know what I'm saying? So for me, none of those characterize my spirit. My body, I'm a melanated brother. You know what I'm saying? My skin tones, I'm Asiatic. My dialects, I speak Creole, English. I come from a Caribbean. Or at least my birth parents came from a Caribbean islands. My blood lineage captivate such. You know what I'm saying? That's where I can place the truth as. But where a lot of people would read this yesterday and come in today and be like, "This is everything. This is my everything." That's the bullshit. That's the bull problem that we have in our society, right? Each one teach one, and we're refusing to teach each other diversity, but we're attempting our best to teach each other our way, the one way that we see things to be every way for everybody else. The most dumbest, stupidest thing. So when you think about being truthful, don't worry about what other people's truth are. Align yourself with your truth by people, placing in things to confine that connectivity of people placing in things that matches your truth, rather than you then constantly alternate it to what you want to be. Sometimes some people want to be understood so much that they will alternate their views just to have what they would call friends or groups. You know what I'm saying? To abide with their views. If you're one of one, if you're the only one that think or see the world as, let it be as, and grow. Because the inevitable aspect of what you see tomorrow, think of today, can alternately change tomorrow for today. So don't even trip. I'll be honest, don't even trip. So as in life policies, which comply to life honesties, law of attraction naturally emerge with such policies, right? The manifestation naturally comply to whatever policy that you consume as to be your truth. So with law of attraction, we think that it's just the wording of positivity, but more importantly, the feeling, the emotional, the emotional connection that we have to the words that we're thinking are more prevalent to the actual word. I'm positive. Oh, I'm positive. I'm positive. I'm positive. I'm positive. Okay, I'm saying I'm positive, but clearly my spirit is agitated, but my aura is not in peace. Positive. I am positive. I'm positive. I'm so positive. I make life positive. energy. Before words, right? So when you think about the abundance that words carry, think about the energy of such words, because the energy itself is where we're going to ascend or descend from. The energy, right? Because again, where somebody needs someone to cater to them in a word aspect of things, right? Somebody else may see it like, nah, just say what you need to say to me. Like, just tell me truthful, be truthful. I don't care. I just want to hear straight up. Like, I don't care like how it sounds. Just be truthful. So with that come the narrative of how you comply to attract, right? Because if you allude to things to be a certain way or to sound a certain way, then naturally, if it don't sound that certain way for you, then it's going to be a negative experience for you. So if you want to manifest, it's not necessarily doing it how other people doing it, but you want to control the emotion of your inner being to get the manifestation that you want to get. Do it on your do it on your term and do it by your term, not the society perspective of what is, not the social education of how is. You know what I'm saying? It's about you also utilizing those experiences, right? So sometimes for you to know good is you experiencing bad. Again, let me repeat that. In order sometimes to grow, in order to learn good or to meet great, you have to dance with bad. You know what I'm saying? To know good is because sometimes we were experienced bad, at least for me firsthand. I wish you not the same, to be transparent. I wish you don't have that experience that I have. But however, that is some experiences for some people. You experience bad before you experience good. But realistically, with that bad, can that show you the opposite way? And one of the main things with life policy is that you have to understand this. Freedom is sacrificing time in today for the vision of what the mind, body, and spirit view for tomorrow. So how bad are you engaging in the insightful emergence of your spirit, of your mind, of your intuition, advising you of what this life should look like or be for you, right? So how bad are you willing to alternate either your upraising life policies that needs to be changed so that way you can get to that level, right? Sometimes the compare and contrast of life is not what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Inspiration is a reminder that whatever a person does, whatever you done, can be done again. You know, it's something that gives you a breath of life. That's inspiration. But I think in our society, we take this inspiration into comparison a lot more than we being honest about. And through this comparison, you find that thief of joy. Through comparison, you find depreciation of self. You know, so always take it as like a grain of salt. Always take whatever you see by people, places, and things as to be something that is capable of you. The moment where you labelize or characterize this person to be smarter, better than you because they got this, that, or they done this, that, that's the moment that you're limiting your own soul, your own capability, your own greatness because you're setting it up amongst a comparison of what somebody else has done in this lifetime or what society is saying or stating by this other person doing in this lifetime. So Keep the focus to be you. Keep the priority to be you. Keep the energy of positivity to be you. Keep the thoughts of negativity to understand that these are thoughts of negativity and not astray them to be you as normality. Comprehend that you're a human being and that perfection is the furthest that we are because our perfection is being imperfection. Grateful as thankful for your time and your dedication to giving me your ears, So in that I will tell you peace, prosperity, power, sending you nothing but love, what I'm saying? Joy to your lifetime. No matter what, at your best you are love. I dedicate this time that I'm placing into my life for a better vision for myself. The days are not easy, understand. For any spiritual warrior, you gotta understand spiritual warfare is gonna be your battleground. You know what I mean? To whom given as much as required. It's not something that I fight anymore or question why this, why that. Even like I was telling you earlier, some of my own times I find like I feel like I stress my own self out, like I was saying, amongst like me attempting to be more disciplined, practicing semen retention, getting off dating apps, things like that. For me, it's like, fuck, bro. Like, damn, why you always gotta be thinking of how you can improve and so on and so forth? Why you can just be like, I don't give a fuck type of person. Anybody, and I don't give a fuck type of person can be any of us. It's just a person that's not caring for their future, not caring for their surrounding. That's all I don't give a fuck type of person is a person that just don't see their life as valuable. And for me, I'm always valuable. I'm always great. I'm God. I'm just leave it at that. Again, this has been another episode of this MB9T podcast show. I'm your humble host, JaMes Peter Bastien. In peace, prosperity, I honor your life, my life, and all love to maturate my satisfaction. Take care.